still 49er rush. Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home, baby. Let's go.
I love it, man.
It's time for the 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
Are you freaking kidding me? The freaking heart attack kids are back at it again, and the 49ers win. And it's amazing. Amazing fashion. 26-23 in overtime. The game never should have got to overtime, and we're going to deal with that. But holy cow, I want everybody to do this. I love all the hashtag CCs. We're going to be here a minute. Faithful from Birth says, this team is responsible when I die young. Man, my hair is getting gray. And I think this is exactly what we want in football. I mean, this is why we go crazy. But I want you to type this in the chat. What emotion do you feel? What explain to me how you feel right now, because this game's nuts. You jump up, you're up 14 points in the fourth quarter. Your offense lays goose eggs. Everybody craps the bed. Defense gives up 2 giant full length of the field drives. Special teams punts are atrocious. You miss the field goal. Meanwhile, George Kittle's carrying the whole damn team on his back like Hodor in the freaking Game of Thrones just so we can miss a kick. We lose the toss in overtime. They go down. Nick Bosa doing the same damn thing that George Kittle's doing for the offense. Bosa's doing for the defense. Dude's out there just killing it. Gets a sack on third down. It's like 3rd and 3, I think, in overtime to force the field goal. And then we come back and so many great plays that last drive. And hats off. Jimmy, amazing the first 3 quarters. I thought he played very, very well. His 3 best throws were incompletions. You had the amazing pass to George Kittle down the sideline that should have been a pass interference. Terrible no call, but the refs stayed out of this as far as pass interferences, and that was good for the 49ers for the most part. The second big throw was just dropped. That was the one where he freaking chunked it deep to Travis Benjamin. Why the hell is he in this game? Was it underthrown? 100%. Did it hit him in the chest? 100%. Should have caught that ball. So that was huge as well. Now Jimmy goes into, the fourth quarter and just lays it done. He really didn't do well until that very last drive. So you had Jimmy that was really, really good first quarter, really, really good to second quarter. Same with Tom Compton. And it's almost like Jimmy Garoppolo's play increases whenever he gets protected. Imagine that, because Compton was incredible as well early on. That Debo touchdown run, he was the lead blocker for, right? All those things. But then he just falls apart in pass protection late in the fourth quarter. Ruined 2 drives. Same thing we saw last week. The 2 biggest plays, the safety versus the Seahawks and the last play of the game. And so, that's the thing. We fall apart in the fourth quarter. It's who we are. This 3 straight games that the 49ers offense scored 0 points in the fourth quarter. You're supposed to get better as the game goes on, not worse. Tommy, appreciate the gift, my friend. He says, Kittle is the MVP. I 100% concur. 13 catches, 151 yards, 1 touchdown pass. He had 15 targets, caught 13. Incredible. Unreal. I hope you bet with us this morning. We waited for the news to break, and then we bet the over on Kittle yardage. I think we were 65. Well, he almost beat that by 100. Yeah, Kittle was 100% the offensive MVP. No questions asked about that. And Nick Bosa, good gosh. 2 sacks. It should have been 3. One of them got negated on an Ambry Thomas hands to the face call, just like the interception got negated by Ambry Thomas hands to the face call. But Bosa, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 2 additional quarterback hits, and just he completely showed up when we needed it, when the 49ers needed it. And that's what was so key is, players make plays. And this is something the 49ers haven't had throughout much of this season. Players make plays at the most important time. And we saw that today. George Kittle, 100%. Nick Bosa, 100%. Those two guys kind of carried this team. Now, obviously, there were some other, key players. Debo, it definitely wasn't 100% down the stretch of this game. I think everybody could see that. But he was able to bring enough to bring that one huge explosive play, right? So he goes out there. Debo had 8 carries for 37 yards, but one of those carries was 27 yards and a touchdown. And that seemed to be the thing that stood out. Shout out to Brandon Ayuk. 6 catches, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. But man, that was all him on that last play. Shanahan schemes easy plays for Ayuk early on, gets him going early, and did the same thing in overtime. Just get the ball into your playmakers' hands. They all don't have to be level 10 difficulty throws over the middle and tight windows, right? So just get the ball to him in the flats and let him go create. Let him go create. And that happened. So, I was really hard on Ayuk. This game and last game, sorry. I felt like this was a much better game. Still not like flashing and whatever else, but enough to get the job done. And that's probably what this episode should be called. Heart attack, enough to get the job done. That's what we have done. That's it. So, I'm nobody you need to know. Thank you for the gift, man. He says, so disappointing seeing the secondary costing the pass rush all the sacks they should have had. You're right. And I do want to talk about the defensive game plan here because I think you hit on something that's important. You said Bosa was owning all games, should have had like 5. We were playing super soft early on, giving up the underneath open stuff. And, a lot of those plays, again, when we do the film on Patreon, which if you haven't joined us, this week's going to be telling because we stayed in quarters or cover 2 the entire game. We were back in those 2 almost that we did no cover 3, which is usually our typical thing. We were trying to help out the corners. It didn't work too well in a couple of the key plays. The Ambry Thomas, where he gave up that touchdown to Jamar Chase, we were in quarters coverage. He just bid on the double move. Like, that's just inexperience. Like, it's the fourth quarter, you're down 7. I don't care if he catches a 5-yard stop route. That was not on the coverage. It's the personnel. Now, I will say this. Ambry Thomas didn't have a bad game. Maybe it was a bad game. Not an awful game. I'll say that. But you've got to learn with the rookies. And we've been clamoring for them to play all season, and we got to see what he has. And he played a lot of snaps. He played more snaps today than he has in 2 years, and you could tell he went out in the 4th. We'll have to check on that injury status. But yeah, secondary's bad. But this is one of the most gifted and talented wide receiver cores in the NFL. And it's not like they went out there and just like burnt us to death. They threw for 311 yards, which it's a lot, but with overtime and all those things, we're fine. Like I'm okay with that. If you would have told me before the game, okay, they're going to have 311 yards passing, will you take it? I'd be like, that's not awful. I mean, T. Higgins had 114, Jamar Chase 77, Uzama, that was the big one, 56, and Tyler Boyd 55. So yeah, I mean, they had a lot more yards than us. We threw for 296. So all that's Kittle. Almost all of that is Kittle. So it is interesting looking at this, but let's look at the big picture now. Tommy, I love this. He says, we still own the Bengals. Yes, we do. We were 12-4 historically against this team, the Bengals. Now it's going to be 13-4. This is a huge loss for a team that had it in their grasp. This is huge. Luke, Jimmy was throwing hands with Burrow. KO round 12. You're not wrong. Now, the one thing I got to say about Jimmy, again, played good early, disappeared, then showed up. Those last 2 drives, he played well enough for us to win in the 4th quarter. We've said this before. Somebody else usually gets out of the way. He played well enough for us to win the game in the 4th. We miss a field goal. He comes back, plays well enough to drive us down and score the winning touchdown, which that throw to Jawan Jennings, a back shoulder fade? Are you kidding me? When has Jimmy Garoppolo in like our lifetime thrown a back shoulder fade? That's not in his repertoire. That's not who he is. But man, that was huge. That was such a big play. Now, a couple other things that I think are important. Whenever we look at the big picture now, the 49ers are back above 500. They are 7-6. Not only are we the lone team in the 6th seed, okay, which, again, when Washington lost, that bumped us up from 7-6. We now have almost a full game lead on everybody behind us because there are not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 teams are 6-7 right on our heels. 5 teams are 6-7, 1 game behind us. And we would have been in that clump. Well, the good news is this. The Vikings, the Eagles, they're 2 of those teams. We already have the tiebreaker over them. We play the Falcons. They're on our schedule, and that's huge. That's what we got next week. So we're going back to Santa Clara, and we got the Atlanta Falcons, who are 1 game behind us. Now, and again, I've said this lots of times. I'm going to say it again. The most important games on our schedule, there's 2 of them that stand out. The Falcons next week and Week 18 versus the Rams. Why do those 2 games matter? 1, we need to possess the tiebreaker over the Falcons just in case of tie record. 2, it's an NFC game. The tiebreakers go head-to-head for wild card, head-to-head, then conference record. Okay? Right now, the 49ers are 5-5 conference. So against teams like Washington, who we don't play, the Saints, who we don't play, if we have a tiebreaker with them, it comes down to conference record. Well, Washington's 5-3, so they're ahead of us right now. And the Saints are 4-5. We're ahead of them right now. So you want to make sure that you control your own destiny and you don't need teams, I hope this team loses to that team because of this percentage and all that stuff. No. You take care of your own business. And this win, which the 49ers have not won close games like this, that hasn't been our MO this year, you are writing your own ticket. You're depending less and less on other teams taking care of business for you. You handle your own business. You be a man. That's the idea. That's the idea. Philip, thank you for the gift, man. He says, what have our rookies learned from this game? Patience, chill out, and probably the biggest critique I have of Ambry Thomas, he was usually in very, very good position for the first 3 seconds of the route. He loses all speed during transition. So if you're in a shuffle or a back pedal or whatever, whenever you turn to run with Jamar Chase, who's a hell of a player, you can't lose your speed. You have to keep your speed, right? And he is so bad at that. He's very physical. His body's built right, all those things. He just loses speed in transition. That's the number 1 thing. Number 2, man, you got to trust your scheme. And what I mean by that is give up short stuff. All those in-breaking routes to T. Higgins, yeah, we gave that up by design. We didn't want the big deep plays to kill us. And Ambry Thomas, he allowed that happen with that stop and go. I saw a lot of people, throwing Hufanga under the bus for that touchdown Jamar Chase. That was a 7-second scramble drill. Did Hufanga do it well? No. But, there's not one corner or safety or anybody that's going to guard Jamar Chase, one of the best rookie wide receivers in the history of the NFL, for 7 seconds in a scramble drill. It's not happening. So I'm not discounting the touchdown for sure, but that's just not a thing. We had 3 49ers defensive linemen fall down on that play. They tripped over each other. And so you give any quarterback 7 seconds, I don't care who it is, you're going to get toasted. And Hufanga, a safety, who's helping out deep one-on-one with Jamar Chase in the end zone, yeah, it's not going to go. It's not going to go at all. So that one, I'm just all right, it's what it is. And another thing that, again, I saw this in the comments talking about Jimmy underthrowing the pass to Travis Benjamin. Yeah, that should have been a touchdown. There's no doubt. Trey Lance, somebody with a stronger arm, not necessarily Trey Lance. If you throw a dime, that's an 80-yard touchdown play before the half. You're correct. However, why the hell is Travis Benjamin in the game, number 1? Number 2, if the ball hits you in the chest, catch the damn ball. What has Travis Benjamin done for this team? Why the hell is he still on this roster? And I don't want to get too negative, but it's absolute BS, man. Absolute BS. The very first play of the second half, the offensive play, Debo wasn't even on the field. Guess who was? Number 17. What the hell? That's out of halftime. Debo's fresh. And we saw he wasn't hurt. He kept playing. I don't know about that. Bill, thank you for the gift, man. He says, let's crush the Falcons, baby. I'll tell you this. If the 49ers beat the Falcons, they'll just have to win probably one more game to get to where they want to go. 9-8 will get you into the playoffs for the NFC. It's a weak NFC. So if you win the Falcons game and just one more game after that, you're probably in the playoffs. And that's kind of where we are. We only got 4 games left. So you just go 500. You got the Falcons, the Titans, who are not the scary team that we once thought they were. The Texans, oh my gosh, they're really, really bad. They hung close to the Seahawks today, and the Seahawks just blew the doors off in the 4th. That's not who we are, though. And then the Rams. Like, all of these games, like, very winnable games. Very winnable games. And, man, you better be there in freaking Los Angeles week 18. You've got to be there for that. I mean, it's going to be incredible. The 49ers Rush road trip is going to be an absolute blast. I sent out the email to everybody that's bought tickets this week. Oh my gosh, man, it's incredible. So if you need those details, head to 49ersrushroadtrip.com. Whenever you buy your tickets, they're going to show you, you get emailed everything that you need. The tailgates, the parties the night before. I will say this, however, the last time that you can get discounted hotel rates is this week. You got 5 days. And again, that's at 49ers Rush 49ersrushroadtrip.com. What we're going to be doing is we're staying on the beach at Hermosa Beach. Like, we're on the beach, our hotel. It's going to be incredible. But if you want those discounted rates, you want to stay with us, we've got a whole bunch of people staying with us already. You need to get over there. You just click on the 49ers versus Ram game, scroll down, there's a PDF. You click on that, just follow those directions, pick your room. So that disappears. They're releasing the rooms that we have set aside to whomever, and that price is going to jump up a considerable amount. Now, before we jump into some more questions and comments, man, I hope you bet with us today because, man, we hit big. Cryptocurrency is the future, so don't get left in the past. Bet with MyBookie, and you can get your first deposit of crypto doubled using promo code 49ERS. Double your first crypto deposit. And the best part of this, MyBookie accepts all well-known cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, they do all of them. And you can withdraw your money even faster if you're willing to take currency and all the cryptocurrencies and all those things. So don't miss out. Double your first deposit up to $1,000 using promo code 49ERS. And head to MyBookie today. Place your bets and watch the sparks fly. We also have UFC 269. You want to bet on the fights? That's there for you as well. So bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Now, we hit on our bets big time. We did our 2-team teaser. We took the Chargers, who dominated, and the Packers, who are about to play. We also bet on the 49ers winning within 1 to 13 points. We hit on that one. That was our biggest bet of the week that we put the most on. We bet Jimmy under 20.5 completions. They go to overtime. I'm glad we lost that one, but we should have got paid on that one if they would have made the damn field goal. Kittle over 65 receiving yards, hit that one. And then we bet small $2 on Juwan Jennings scoring the first touchdown. That was a long shot bet. We did not hit on that one. But we are now up to 5 weeks in a row that we have doubled up or more. If you haven't bet with us yet, what the hell are you waiting on? We were cold to start the season, I'll be honest, but good gosh, we have added zeros to your bank account if you have been betting with us. We do it every week on Patreon, patreon.com, 49ers Rush Podcast. You can always find it in the link here. And on top of that, for Patreon, we also go through every single play, offense, defense, all of it's there. Head over there. Please, it's the best place. 1, it supports the podcast. 2, there's no place else that offers this type of coverage. It's insane the amount of hours we put into it. Dr. Blocktopus, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Appreciate the gift. And he says, damn, can we get one game that doesn't come down to the wire this season? Every game, man. Like, this was one of those games that should have felt boring, right? You just kind of like ride off into the sunset with a 10-point win, and it is what it is. You're done. But it didn't do that. Now, I will say this. Kyle Shanahan is now 10-1 the last 3 seasons on the East Coast. So, yes, it was close. But he keeps winning on the road. The 49ers keep winning on the road, which is very important because if the 49ers make the playoffs, guess what? They will be a road wild card team. He goes on to say, I love George Kittle, Nick Bosa. Stay faithful, 49ers. I freaking love it, man. And I think I think you're right, man. Like we need to get into the place where we just let our studs be our studs. Don't let the other role players cost you. If we can get to that point, we're gonna win games. We're gonna win games. And I saw this. Dan, he says, I gotta say, Joe Burrow earns some respect from me today. He's tough as hell, man. Joe Burrow doesn't have a strong arm. He really, really doesn't. But he is all about toughness, and he is mean as hell. He will stay in that pocket and take hit after hit after hit. And he got hit a lot today, like a whole lot. I mean, he had 6 quarterback hits and 5 sacks. So that dude, and had some runs out there as well. So, yeah, I'm with you. Now, let's go down the team stats and kind of analyze some of these things. First downs, they were basically a toss. We had 21. They had 22. Now, the thing, third down efficiency was awful. We went 5 for 15. They went 4 for 13. So our defense did good on third downs. Offense, not so much. And I think we were 0-6 to start the game off on third downs. It just wasn't there. 355 total yards. All right, that's pretty damn good. Now, you look at the completion percentage, which was really, really low, 27 for 41. We had a lot of incompletions, which that's not very typical for us. We were sacked 5 times. That's a huge no-no. Only had 100 yards rushing. Only ran the ball 23 times. I'm not quite sure what the answer is because I felt like we had most of our success throwing the ball on first down. They were stacking the box and bringing their safeties down at the snap, transitioning that down. So a lot of the biggest plays of the game were throws on first down. So, like, you want to keep that up. Red zone percentage, we stayed at 50%. 2 out of 4, we went to the red zone 4 times. We got 2 touchdowns. So that's important. They went 1 for 5. So we're the first. We have the best red zone percentage in the NFL, almost like 75%. So it went down a little bit, but they were the 4th. They were the 4th most touchdown scoring team in the red zones. And why did the 49ers win this game? 0 turnovers. 0. Forced 2. 2 fumbled punts. That's huge. That is huge. Our special teams has cost us so many games. I don't think that we could say they cost us this game. I really, really don't. And so, I had them having 3 good games before this. We went back last episode, and we've basically like every single game. Bad, meh, or good. Those were the 3 categories we put them in. This one goes into the good category. You force 2 turnovers on special teams, that's a good day. That is a good day. Now, not to say the special teams didn't have some issues. Mitch Wisnowski, something's up. That dude had a 29-yard punt. A 29-yard punt. He also had like a 34-yard punt. Like, those are things that hurt. But we are getting some reinforcements. I see that. Michael, once we get Elijah Mitchell back, which he almost played this week, I expect him to fully play next week at home versus the Falcons. That transforms our offense. Jeff Wilson did a good job filling in today. There's no doubt about that. But there's a big difference that Mitchell makes. And, again, Kittle, Debo, they just get healthier and healthier. Now, we look at the injuries. Not too sure on Ambry Thomas or Azeez. Azeez is the one that scares me. He had a missed tackle and just looked like he was in pain as soon as contact happened. Kind of grabbed his elbow and his arm. Something happened there. I don't know if it hyperextended, but they announced him questionable right off the bat, which usually means the trainers look at it and they're just like, yeah, just say questionable. Like, that's like, yeah, he ain't going back in. So that's one that's scary. Now, Dre Greenlaw should be returning next week. He got a lot of on the side work done this week at practice. I fully expect him to be back. Marcel Harris has played really, really well in some spot starts, some spot snaps. He came in and made a couple key plays. So we'll have to see what that looks like. Fred Warner was down with his ankle. He came back, played fine. Juwan Jennings went in after the very first quarter. He came right back out. He was fine. And Ambry Thomas, we'll have to see. I think his was just kind of like cramps and whatever else, or at least I hope that's the case. Right? We'll have to see what that looks like. But, man, this is a hell of a game. This is a big, big game. Because the 49ers now fully control their destiny. And on top of that, like, again, we're not even just talking the 6th seed. I just want in. I just want to be in the playoffs. And I'm telling you this right now. That first playoff week, It's going to be a road game. It has to be because we're a wild card team. We're going. If the 49ers freaking make the playoffs, we are going to the game. We're going to organize a 49ers Rush road trip on the fly. So for you diehard, freaking stud 49ers faithful that travel with the team everywhere, we've already got Week 18 set up. The sad thing is, not for you guys, for me, you don't know who you're going to play, so you can't really make plans and all that stuff. But where there's a will, there's a way. I will freaking, I'll call the bars. I'll get something set up. I'll get a tailgate set up. Trust me, we will have a party. Because again, this is looking like if I think the 49ers have probably a 75% chance or better to make the playoffs, just off the top of my head, because of their record, because of the schedule that's left. They don't have a tough schedule. They really, really don't. And not only are they the 6th seed now, if they lose, they'd still be the 7th seed. But if the Rams lose one game and we beat them, guess what? We'd be the 5 seed. Then we'd be that 4-5 matchup, which is exactly where I want. Again, I want the Cowboys. Good God, I want to play the Cowboys. I don't think that they're a very complete team. They've got some stud all-star players, but, man, they have zero depth. So we'll have to see what that kind of look like. But you guys are incredible. What a freaking win. I don't know. It's good that this wasn't the Sunday night game because there's no way we could sleep. There's no way. Like, my heart's still going, baby. So we've got some time to digest this. We're going to be breaking this down all week, every single snap, which is great because it's overtime. We get extra football to break down. That's a good thing. Press conferences, all that stuff. We got you. That's what we do here. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And even more importantly than that, hit that notification bell. Because we do giveaways every month. We just gave away a freaking autographed Vernon Davis jersey just last week. We'll be doing another giveaway. I just bought my next round of giveaways for the summer. So I bought 8 jerseys today. Wife's going to love that one. So we got a lot of stuff going away. And again, the hashtag Countdown Crew, shout out to all of you guys. If you don't participate in that, just turn that notification bell on. And anytime we go live, you just do hashtag CC. And so I got a program that just registers all those, and you're entered into the giveaway every single month. We do it all year, including the off season. So it's not like it's just, oh, this is the last month. We do this year round, baby. That's what we do. We're crazy. We're crazy like that. Anyway, you guys are the absolute best. Have an awesome freaking 49ers victory Sunday. That is great. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support. And as always, stay strong, faithful.